Here's Joe again, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program 2, where we are doing our Minmus mission. Last time we built it, this time we're gonna launch it. So we're just gonna click on the launch pad, click the Minmus lander, which is here in like 70 different configurations, which I hate because I only saved it once, but whatever. Also the stock vessels are there that I didn't, that is not. Yes, why do we have to go through that again? That is not the vessel. This is the vessel we built, but in the meantime something happened. I watched Matt Lown's space shuttle video on launch day, and he had trouble with the fuel lines, so I actually did a test flight of this. Cover that, confirm. Close. And now to Kerbal Space Program. Those fuel lines didn't work. I did a test for him, and I did a test flight, and I saw that my fuel lines also don't work, and it doesn't drain the fuel evenly. And so I redesigned the rocket. It's to be functionally looking the same, but having now solid fuel boosters here, so that we don't have a tank without an engine and then a fuel line to a tank with an engine, because that didn't work. Like, it drained them evenly from both, which is not how it should happen. But now we have this, looks the same, should feel the same, we'll see. Hopefully it works. It's still fuel lines on there, but not fuel lines into another part that has fuel lines. Okay, SAS on. We had, I think, too much, so I'm going down like 676. Too much thrust weight ratio in the beginning, so I'm going to like 3/4, and then we just go and hope that the autosaves that are completely confusing with the ships didn't screw up something. We'll see. And now, oh, I did forget something. We wanted to do something here. Sorry. We wanted to start at the opportune time that would allow us to do the inclination change while on our way up. So we are going back out of here, and then we're going to the tracking station. By the way, I got rid of the debris that I couldn't clear last and second to last episode. That was debris that was stuck on the launch pad, that were the launch clamps, and I did just then clear it off the launch clamp by me removing the vehicle, and that worked. So you can't delete it from the tracking station, or at least not yet. Okay, we want the KSC to be here, and then we're gonna freaking turn Kerbin until the KSC is roughly, oh god, it moves my camera, roughly there, and then we're gonna start 6 degrees up, which hopefully is like we can see when we start in a second. Can we choose the right one, please? Which one is the right one? I have no idea. We need to do it through the VAB. The problem is, I have one fucking ship with that name. One. Singular. One. Like, if I open here, I have one. And then the rest is autosaved workspace. The problem is, these annotations are not in the thing that shows me what I'm putting on the launch pad, so I don't know which one to pick. It's probably somewhere. I'll see it the next time probably. But I want the one without annotations because that's my actual save. These ones, I don't want them. I don't want them to show up ever. But whatever. Good. We launch this. And then we want to go either 96 degrees, like this is where our heading is. Okay, 180 degrees is south, it says to me. So we are wanting to go at a heading of 84 degrees. Good. So 6 degrees to the north. I think. We'll see how it works. If we have problems, we're gonna have to go the other way. Okay. Real launch. Yes, north is 0 degrees. Okay. Split up, and then we can start turning. Oh, the liquid engines run out faster than the solid fuel boosters. That's not good. No, no, that's the opposite of what I wanted to do. No, fucker. I didn't want to merge the stages. I wanted to swap the stages. Okay. Fucking blockiness of that. Like, I have a lot of complaints about KSP2. The interface looks cleaner, but it's actually like, it misses. Like, no, I want to move it there. Did I move it there? No, I didn't. Did I move them? I did move them. Okay, good. Thank you. My God. Go. Launch. Go right. I'm going to turn a tiny bit to the north. Okay. Then we want to get rid of the liquid fuel boosters first. See, they are almost empty now. 3, 2, 1, empty. Get rid of them. Solid fuel will also be empty soon. Get rid of them. You look here, our surface velocity, it's just, we're just barely having enough thrust to weight ratio to get away from Kerbal. I should have taken the mainsail instead of the skipper. Like, I saw that, like, when I was cutting and rendering my video, I saw that I thought that I did go for the mainsail. I didn't. And that's not, like, the skipper is not optimal for this. This rocket's way too heavy. I should have taken the mainsail and just cut the losses on the ISP. Okay, and we left the part where we have atmosphere sound on the wings, sound of the atmosphere flying by. Okay, it changed to orbit. We had 84. So it's good that we're a bit north of our prograde. We will see how good this was in the end. But this gravity turn went very well for how low of a thrust-to-weight ratio our craft has. $76, $77. We want to go to something like 85 because we will have to take a while for the freaking maneuver node. Put it before the apoapsis because, yes, we know we've seen that exact tutorial message like 5 times now. And it's not that I reverted the flight where we saw it, which would be like, okay, I get it. 81 to 90, that's not optimal. So we will be trying to move this. Can we move this? Thank you. 92 to 79. Wait. Okay. This is 89 to 86, so a bit less. Yeah, we need to put it in front of the apoapsis. I have no idea why. In the meantime, our ship should have left the atmosphere, so we can watch the solar rays unfold. We need 714, and we have 1,700 in here. Okay. Ten seconds to the maneuver. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. We can accelerate during the... Nice, that was possible. That is so good. I'm doing that manually though with a mouse here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Move the maneuver plan. And here we are. Orbit achieved. We have 1,300 left. This data V down here makes no sense to me. Like we have like more than 3k data V in the other thing? Whatever. So we have an inclination. Let's just hope that this inclination somehow I actually managed to match right click set target. Okay. It doesn't match. It doesn't match at all. Okay, we have a around 6 degree inclination, but the problem is that the camera was turning at the same time that I tried to make the KSC be directly in the part. Like I wanted to start exactly where the rotation axis of Minmus is, like the inclination axis of Minmus is. And I didn't start properly at that point. That's one thing throwing me off. Second thing, although while I'm ascending, obviously we turn around Kerbin and that does change our angle. So we should have started before the KSC reaches that point, so that when we do the major brunt of the inclination change, which is when we leave the denser parts of the atmosphere, that then we are exactly below it. That's the second part there. And the third part is it will never properly work, just because it's like when your craft is in air, it's a bit wobbly. Okay, let us do and plan the inclination change, but we don't need to do all the 5.6 degrees inclination change. We only need to do 3.2. There's another way how we can do that. If you press quick save only once there's no confirmation beep on my headphones, and then I can't tell whether it's actually doing what I want or not. Okay, you can do it in another way. Like, we can wait for Minmus to come down to our equator, which would be over there, and then we could try to hit it when it's right there, and then we wouldn't have to do an inclination change at all. The problem is this requires waiting and precision. We might just completely miss it by then. So we're doing the more expensive thing of actually completely doing... that is in 2 minutes. I don't like that. We actually remove that. I don't want to have time to do that, so we're going with this point. Can you stop clicking Kerbal? Okay. So this is the point where we go up by 3.2 degrees, so we need to go down here. And we're gonna try to hit 0.0 as good as possible. I like the interface of Kerbal Space Program 1 more. And look at that, 120 inclination change. So we actually cut it in half. It's 235, I think, if you do everything perfectly. It's 235 for the inclination change. So we cut that in half by spending the booster stage's fuel for it, especially like the external boosters. We still have one booster here. This is still called a booster because it was there from the get-go. This will boost us all the way to Minmus, or almost all the way to 1,300. That will also decelerate us on Minmus. Okay, nice. Took the booster with us way too far. Normally it would be perfect if that thing burned out like 5 seconds before we reached orbit. Like a safe orbit, we would do the rest of the orbit with that, and this would just fall back down to Kerbal. That would be perfect. That's how you should do it. We have put way too much into our craft here. Part ineffective, lack of solar exposure. Yeah, why do we need to see that? Also, we have 34 FPS on low settings. How do we have 34 FPS on low settings? I am fulfilling the minimum requirements. I'm actually surpassing them. What the fuck? This game is not optimized at all. And it has a lot of bugs. Okay. Good that we've seen that. There was nothing going on at the screen right now. Yeah, like, I get that the frame rate is tanking when we go through the atmosphere, and there's actually aerodynamics and thrust and everything going on at the same time. Just now, it's just randomly floating. Like, my vessel is just randomly floating here. There is no computation needed for that. And yeah, whatevers. Let us go to there, and then we do our inclination change. One good thing of pointing straight north or straight south with normal and anti-normal is that your vessel stays aligned during time warp, because north stays north no matter where on your orbit you are. So that's also how you would align a space station, so that the solar arrays don't get obfuscated by the space station itself, because you know how they're facing, and it's not facing like, it's not like sometimes in between the sun and the stuff. Oh, almost missed my thing. 2, 1, stop. We need more. I don't like that. That was way better than the other one. Okay, we're down by a bit, so we're pointing normal now. What? What? Why is that wobbling and turning? While my spacecraft is going up and down, this is wobbling and turning, this line. Time warp to this point. And while we're here, we wait until it's pointed normal. We have enough of that. We don't need to look at that. And then we're just gonna give... Can you actually point normal and not like a bit off of normal? Okay. Okay. Good. Now we don't have any inclination change towards Minmus anymore. And now it's time to quick save and plan our ascent. So Minmus is there. So you would naturally you would kind of think, yeah, it's there. So let's look where our target is pointing that way, which is there. Create it here and just burn. And you see, wait, that's what's happening there. We're going out that way. That's because how orbital physics works. So you're raising the opposite part of the orbit. This might actually work on accident. We'll see. We need to put in like the 850 something. We are pointing at the moon. Whatever. I was looking at the moon when I was telling that. So, but it stays the same. We wouldn't hit the moon here. It's not here. Oh, it is. It is here. Look at that. Would you look at that? We're going to talk about gravity assists on a later date. But we could have taken a gravity assist from the moon here. The problem is that makes... like if you want a gravity assist from the moon, it's better for interplanetary travel. Okay, so... there's a lot of information now here. We are crossing... the thing of the moon here. So when we're crossing the orbital line of Minmus here. So when we are here at the point of time that is I equals 1, which is the first intersect, which is 8 days from now. So when we are there the first time, Minmus will be over here, so we're undershooting. And this is 9 days from now. So when we cross it the second time, a bit later, Minmus will be here. So Minmus is actually going pretty fast, so we just barely missed it. So what we're actually gonna do is we're gonna aim for a place further that way, and we have an intercept. We don't really care for how good the intercept is, we just care for when it is. It's 8 days from now. I just have it in my mind that going up to Minmus's orbital line and back down to Kerbin is around 16 days, so I know that's perfect if we hit it in 8 days. No, then it's there. When is the hit? Let us look at that. What kind of information do we get here? We have an apoapsis and then we have a hit. A hit that says entering SOI. Entering SOI, yes, but that does... Okay. Can we focus on Minmus? So we're entering its SOI, but it doesn't show us the orbital line. Okay, so basic functionality of KSP-1 is not there yet. That's problematic. It doesn't show us the patched conics, like the future, what's our path inside Minmus. It did show us when we accidentally would have hit the Mun. If we had accidentally hit the Mun, it showed us which way the gravity assist works. So I'm now 100% certain that this maneuver is set up in a way where we actually hit Minmus. And we would actually litho break there. Like the name of my company is Joe's Litho Breaking. So we'd actually hit Minmus, which is perfect because the adjustments we need to make to not hit Minmus and just fly by are so tiny because Minmus is so small that it's actually pretty easy. Can you... Now let's go into the path thing. What? That's the part. Okay, it's not in the part manager. Non-stageable resources, flight report. Where? What's you? Resource manager. Oh no, it's an extra drop-down menu where you have to click. Why is that not on the application bar? Are you? Okay. Ah, ha, 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 you fucking bastard. You fucking bastard. Okay, which one's which? How are you called? You are the X206. Okay. We put all of them here. And you pump your shit in here. Start the resource transfer. While we were flying, although there's an engine anti-decoupler here, of which the decoupler... Where's the decoupler? Those are structural tubes. That's not what we mean. Where's the decoupler? Coupler. TD12. Fuel crossphase fleet disabled. It ignores disabling crossfeed. Fuck you. Okay, so we stage. And yeah, we will stay pointed that way. Let's warp to the maneuver. What the fuck did just happen? And now we're spinning out of control. Okay, this game is super broken. That's not resource manager. Okay, these are almost full. This looks like they're not full. Okay, what the fuck? Okay, we're gonna take a break from Kerbal Space Program 2 until they figured out how the fuel stuff works. What the fuck? Okay, so we're trying to hit Minmus over there. What is this? So now it says if we do the maneuver, we're missing Minmus. It shouldn't, like, whatever physics glitch happened when we decoupled and time warped and went out of time warp and then got flung around, whatever physics glitch happened shouldn't change where Minmus is when we are going up that far. So we are still trying to hit Minmus here. Like our speed got changed, and that's why it shows me leaving Kerbal Space Sphere of Influence. I pressed X 3 times until you Okay. We're pointing retrograde. Wait, do we? We do have an SOI change. Okay. Get rid of that. Okay. When we are up there the first time, when do we have the SOI change? Oh God, this always has been shit. Okay, so when we are there, we have a 10,000 kilometer distance. It's over there, and then we hit it when? In 27 days. New periapsis is in 17 days. There's no multiple periapsises here, so we're hitting Minmus on the first run. Okay. Focus Minmus. Okay. This is kind of weird, but I think it's showing where we're coming in and coming out, but it doesn't show our actual trajectory. We encountered multiple bugs today, one of which is they say our fuel tanks are empty. They are not. They're almost full. Like when we go into the resource manager, when we go into the resource manager, it's 2/3 full, which is way more than enough. Okay. Good. I think we're hitting Minmus. I can't tell because game's broken, so we're quick saving. And then we want to try to fast forward until our SOI change, which we're going to do in a few steps here. Let us... We save now so that we can adjust our... Now let's... it's Minmus. We can adjust our orbit while we're on our way. Time warp to this point. There is our SOI. We enter SOI here and we exit SOI there. And in the meantime, we have a periapsis of 410 kilometers. Okay. We still don't know whether we're going around Minmus clockwise or counterclockwise. We want to go around counterclockwise. If you're looking from north, sorry, like we want to go around in a way like Minmus. When we look this way, Minmus is turning this way, so we actually also want to go around that way. It's not as important as with Kerbin that we're on the right side of the rotation, but we will also want to go around that way, which makes landing and starting easier. But it's not much with Minmus. It doesn't really matter, but we want to go around that way. We're going to see soon. Let us go closer to the SOI change. I hate how they did this. That's the SOI change here. It doesn't tell me when. Let us warp here. Ah yeah, okay. SOI change imminent. Then we warp to that point. 30 minutes ahead. Now we're moving very slow. This game is broken. I think we're taking a break. Okay, we are in Kerbin's in Minmus' sphere of influence, and then we actually want to go the other way around. Create a maneuver plan here. We want to go the other way, so let us put it this way. Yeah. Gonna go that way with a periapsis that's not too high. That's fine. And that's the change we're gonna do, which is a 0-second burn, which is not a good idea. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna right-click our poodle and we're gonna thrust limit that to 10%, which is a 0-second burn still. We're going to thrust limit that to 1%. I think we're gonna eyeball that, because this doesn't properly apply there. So we're gonna eyeball that. We want to go radial in, put that off. Right click the periapsis so that we see if we're going the right way. Yes, we are. Okay, there's also something wrong there, so we can go. Didn't properly show me how much we need there. I'm gonna go around. Now let's talk about gravity assists. So we're now going around that way, which will push us out of the Kerbal system. And then you're gonna see what changes if we're going the other way around the moon. Oh god! Oh god! What the fuck are you doing? You're supposed to stay right where you are. Radial in and out changed, of course. I want to save 10 kilometers. So now we're going the other way. And it's actually pushing us inward. Which is still outward. Because we're moving around the moon in a weird way. Oh my fucking god. Where are we going to go? We're going to go towards Eve now. Interesting. Yeah. You, my friend, are a catastrophe. This game is, as far as it is, it's not properly working. Okay, so next thing we want to look at, can we focus on Minmus? Okay, we're not going around the equator of Minmus, but we want to. So we're facing south now. And we're gonna move that down until we are going around the equator roughly. Or going over the equator roughly. What's that? Quick save? What the fuck? Okay. I'm still having fun with KSP2, because it's KSP and I like more KSP, but at this moment, with the state of this and how difficult it was to hit Minmus, with the state of this, I think you're all better off playing modded KSP1. Even base game KSP1. It runs better, it looks better, and all the game systems actually work. Okay, let us plan our break here. To get into orbit and freaking slow down. That is not how it should work. Can you target the right thing? I'm trying to do it right at our periapsis. We want to break more. All of this is feeling wrong every time. And I don't get why. Yeah, we don't want to break that much. We want to break until periapsis and apoapsis are on opposite sides. But we also want to do it in a way where they're the same. And it should be easy to do from the periapsis. Now we need to start burning a bit earlier. Okay, we need to start burning before the periapsis. All of this is like a tiny bit off of how it went in KSP1. It is driving me crazy. Okay. We planned our deceleration burn. We're supposed to burn for 0 seconds. I don't know how long we're supposed to burn. We can look at how much this changes. 230-20. 230-20. It doesn't consider not being at full throttle. Not being at full speed. And not being at full thrust. Whatever. This is kind of a catastrophe. Okay. We're gonna warp there. And we're just gonna do the maneuver. The planned maneuver looks fine. Let's just do it. In 40 seconds. And we can go a bit faster. Why did you change camera angle when I went faster? Why did you change it by 90 degrees and then back? I don't have my hands on my mouse to... Okay, it's a 4-second burn, it says. 3, 2, 1, go. No, it says stage 4, I think. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop. Want more, we want more, we want more, we want more. Okay. Periapsis 7.3, apoapsis 12. Which should be safe. So we're gonna quick save again. We are in a stable low orbit around Minmus. We have enough delta V to land. We could land in this immediately. Let's already activate these so that I don't forget about them. That wobbled my craft like crazy. This is wobbling my craft too much. We're gonna limit the freaking gimbal to like 5% because every time we do something with the engine, the whole craft wobbles. Yeah, and that wobbling, me... Okay, me getting the freaking... Can I see the periapsis height? I didn't want to scream today. Read it out. Good. So, look at that. The periapsis is changing. There's no amount of acceleration done by the craft. There's no acceleration done by the craft. The periapsis is changing. There's only one explanation for that. We are in Minmus's atmosphere. Oh my god, the base simulation isn't stable. Is this going up? Yes, this is going up. Does that change the rate at which it's going up by me changing another? No. Okay. Our stuff that we want to use to land on the ground is actually crackening our craft. That's the technical term. It's actually pushing our craft in a direction. Which is a wow. Okay. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do landing fast and stupid way, because it costs way too much data V. But this craft is not stable enough to land normally. What the fuck is going on here? We are time warping here. Okay, in time warp, apoapsis and periapsis are safe. Can we do more than time warp times 4? Okay, so the ground anchors, especially, I'm pretty certain it will be the friction control that's doing that. That's even like every time you build a plane and you go along the runway and it's veering left or right randomly, but reproducible in KSP1, it's always the friction control. Just disable that and it doesn't do that anymore. Yeah, and I think that's the same with this. There's friction control on this, and so it friction controls in space in a way where it's actually changing our orbit as long as we move with zero time warp. Yeah, this takes a while now. I think I'm skipping you until I'm above the great plane where I want to land, and then we're gonna brute force the landing. I'm actually gonna get myself a cup of coffee and smoke a cigarette in the time it takes me to go around the freaking moon. See you. So, we're back. And what we now want to do, I want you to have to be with me here when we deactivate the time warp and the craft may physics glitch just out of existence. It does. We now have our landing place over there. No, we are gonna go retrograde because I want to brute force the landing. You're gonna see that in a second. We wait until we are above the greater flats here. These are the greater flats. When you look at Minmus, these are the greater flats, and on the other side, they're the lesser flats here. They're exactly ground level 0. That's why we land on them. They're still here from when we from the first game. Okay, so we're trying to brute force it. We want to go a bit further, but I'm not physics warping, because the moment I go out of the physics warps, I'm pretty certain it's the freaking legs that make us freak out, so we're not gonna physics warp anymore. But you can already see like that this point is moving and stuff, so we're decelerating or accelerating in a weird direction by them being out even, which is completely stupid. Okay. We are now above the greater planes, so I change my retrograde velocity to surface, and I'm gonna try to completely kill my surface velocity. Right now. Gonna try to align that. Whoa! It takes a moment to think. If I'm pressing X, it takes a tiny moment to think about... Hey, what did he just do? Thrust limiter a tiny bit. And now our velocity vector is pointing straight down. So we're pointing at target. What? Anti-target, sorry. I don't want to point that towards the target. I want that to point straight away from the target. And now we're falling straight down because we actually have, if you look here, we have like a curved orbital trajectory, but that orbital trajectory points like goes around the planet with the exact same rotation speed as the planet, moon in this case, and we can just go down here. I had so many things planned to do in the next few weeks. I wanted to do a Apollo-style Mun mission. I wanted to go to Juna. I wanted to go to Eve. Ground level is not sea level in the Great Plains anymore. Would you look at that? That is interesting. Okay, whatever. We're gonna go straight down. And I would now normally fast forward the game until we go somewhere, but we're not gonna fast forward and unfast forward because this game is physics glitching out. I'm skipping ahead. But I wanted to talk about this first. So I had so many things planned for KSP, but with how much problems I had to freaking get this thing to Minmus, I don't want to do that anymore. Okay, we're gonna quick save here because we're still 6,000 meters off, which I hope that when we quick load, there will be physics glitching the moment we quick load, but I hope that it won't catapult us into the planet from this height. Okay. That's so weird here. Okay. I hate that I had to brute force the landing. I couldn't show how a proper landing works because I am afraid of these things physics glitching us around. So we're gonna do the very lazy and very expensive method of going to the ground, which is stopping and falling straight down. The question is, do those cracks have physics? Are they only visual or are there more? Okay, I don't like my surface speed. It's a bit too much right now, so we're gonna brake. Yeah, we are at 12% now only. That's why the braking doesn't go as fast as I'd like. But for now, this will work. We're gonna break down till we have like a 20-meter surface speed. Maybe even a 15. There's a thing called a suicide burn, which is you burn full throttle at the last moment so that your craft stops the moment it hits the planet. I'm not good at that. I'm always doing stuff like this where I gradually make my drop speed go down to a manageable level. So I'm trying to veer a bit to the side. Because I saw my marker not like that, my speed marker didn't properly point down, and now we're just riding down on our engines, them slowing us down, but not at full capacity because that would catapult us away. It's a bit too much. Sometimes it jumps by 10, sometimes it jumps by 1 when I just press short. Which is a problem. 3 meters would have been a good speed to land. We're going down. We're going down. We're going down. And touchdown. When you've successfully landed or splashed down, you can recover your vessel here. When you recover your vehicle will be recycled, your crew return. I don't think we can recover here. Next bug. When we land on another celestial body, it thinks that we landed on Kerbin and can recover. Quick save here. We landed successfully on Minmus. And we now hope that our craft stays here. Even the moment we get him out. Whew! Minmus landed on escape trajectory, it just said. Let's climb out. That's usually how I do it on Minmus because gravity is so low. We're gonna activate the jetpack and we're gonna go up. I placed the things wrong. I didn't want them to be directly under. But here we are on the glassy plains of Minmus. Yay! Look at that! We don't hop like crazy anymore. We can actually normally walk, like we have some gravity stuff on our boots. And yes, you can jump to orbit on this thing. Good. What can we do? We can plant a flag. This is Minmus. And it's not minty anymore. Because this was the green minty planet with green eyes on it. And they always talked about this being, this looking like some kind of dessert. When, great, the sun is on the wrong side. Let's go over here, because we want to have a screenshot. Where the sun is on the correct side here. Ain't that great? Can we zoom out in a way where we can see the vessel fully? There we are. We are landed on Minmus. Safely. Great. And now they actually changed the planet to not be icy anymore, because physics-wise, an ice planet that's way too close to the sun for a proper ice moon to stay icy. So they changed it to be glass. Or some glassy substance. Okay. And up we go. Why? Oh, I was stuck in the ground, that's why. Grab and board. Good, we placed our flag and now we can try to go up again. Again, like on Kerbin, we want to go up towards the east because that's with the rotation of the planet. So we will, like Minmus isn't rotating very fast. We can actually see how fast Minmus is rotating. It's rotating with a speed of 9.8 meters per second here on the ground, like 3,000 meters above the sea level. it's rotating with a speed of 10. So when we go east, we actually need 20 delta V less to go into orbit than when we go west. Kerbin itself is rotating with a speed of like 200, so we actually need 400 less if we go east than if we go left. That's where we're going east on Kerbin. So let's find our east. North is always red. And then 90 degrees in that direction is 90, and 90 degrees in that direction is 270. You can barely see it. Why? Because I'm on low graphics settings. Wait a second, we can change that. We want to look. Graphics. Apply that. Does it apply now? Okay, it's very much more shocking. It looks basically the same. It looks basically the same. Also, it's standing tilted and I have no idea why. Before we fly again though, the graphics, they don't make any difference. Apply settings and then put that and that back on. Apply settings, apply settings, apply settings a few times. In hopes that it works. Good. Minmus Lander 1, we're starting in that direction. So if we want to start in that direction, immediately after liftoff, we're going to press A to go left and W to go onto that 90-degree angle. And we're going to look at our apoapsis and we're going to stop accelerating when it hits 10K, roughly. We don't want to... Like, it's so easy on Minmus to just fly away and be somewhere else. Okay, a last quick save. And then we're gonna lift off towards the 90-degree angle. We don't have any atmosphere to contend with, so we can start by pointing onto the horizon, like almost immediately. Not exactly the horizon, a bit higher up, but there we go. Because our apoapsis we need to get above the mountains that are on the other side of the plane. That is the man I think we're seeing. I liked it more when it was green. Put those away. And hope that they don't annoy us anymore. We have a 10,000 apoapsis already. And we can plan from here to accelerate around until we have a periapsis. We want those to be equidistant from the moon. So we actually need to, again, do it a bit later now. This time we actually put it on the... You're a weird game. Sometimes you have to put it exactly on, like in case P1, and sometimes you don't. Okay, we're going to point towards the maneuver marker. And then we're gonna warp to the maneuver. And we're gonna kill that time warp. We're gonna warp to the maneuver. I think what happened there is that the sun, like we moved a tiny bit and the sun changed directions and all four solar panels rotated 180 degrees, and that's what weird is, of course. Yeah, it's this mountain range that I wanted to not hit. That's why I went up and not straight at the horizon. And we're gonna miss it by not much. All the while we're here, we're gonna look at the ground to see if we can see any structures, because they like put Easter eggs everywhere. Look at that! It already did accelerate a tiny bit, because we like physics glitched our craft, which already did some acceleration in the right direction and also some in the wrong direction, which we don't care about right now. 4, 3, 2, and we're gonna go, oh, actually full throttle. I didn't think we would need to go full throttle here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then... Okay, we are not where we wanted to be. Look at that! Look at that! This is bullshit. This is bullshit. This is okay. So we want to point radially out. To make ourselves kind of a orbit where we have more than 9 kilometers of height. And then we're gonna immediately time warp again so that these stay fixed. If I don't time warp, I get decelerated and accelerated. Like, I think Minmus loses us because maybe the mass center of Minmus is actually lagging behind Minmus or being in front of Minmus instead of where it needs to be. This is actually threatening my craft right now. Going below 9 kilometers. Let's think about reasons. They might have gone completely overboard and programmed solar wind in. Where's the fucking sun? They might have programmed solar wind in, and that's actually what's happening here. Or they might have programmed minimal atmosphere in. Minimal atmosphere, though, if that was the case, it would alter both numbers to go down, not one down and one up. So it's like there's a problem with the center of gravity, maybe only on Minmus, I don't know, but it's like acting like we're constantly it's acting like we're constantly pointing radially out. Okay, we can't do it like that. Okay. I'm brute forcing this too without a maneuver node because we don't have the time. Like we can't stay around Minmus for long, otherwise we will fall down. So what we're doing is generally, Minmus is going around that way. Is going that way around Kerbal, and we wanna thus accelerate in a way where we leave Minmus's influence in that direction, because that will be basically breaking it. We are actually at the moment having the same orbit as Minmus, and if we go that direction, we're gonna drag our periapsis towards Kerbal, and that is why we're accelerating that way. So when we went around Kerbal, I said we don't actually want to be just going to the point and then pointing straight. That is true with Kerbal, because Kerbal has a massive gravity well. If you're having a high thrust interplanetary vessel with like 4 mainsails or something like that, then you can do that on Kerbal too. Just go there and point straight. Minmus is tiny, so we're actually just gonna go there and point straight. If you would allow me to warp here. Can only do that when unpaused. We want time warp. Want a time warp here. How far is that in the future? 3 minutes. Divided by 4, that's 45 seconds that I have to fill with random garbage. So what we're going to do at the point when the time warp stops, we're immediately going to accelerate forward. So we go in that direction. And then the moment our projected trajectory leaves Minmus, we're going to hope that the game actually calculates our trajectory inside the Kerbal part. If not, we're immediately gonna bail out and wait till we leave Minmus' sphere of influence. So we're gonna wait until it stops time warping, which should be any second now. Now, okay. Yeah, and it's... Look at that. But that's going up. It doesn't make any sense. Like, how are we pointing now if it's solar wind? Doesn't make any sense. It would accelerate us prograde. Because the sun is behind us. Prograde and down. I have no idea. Full throttle. Full throttle. Does it give us... Okay, it does give us our projected course. Why is our periapsis going up and not down? I think I'm accelerating too much. What the fuck did I get wrong about this? I'm pretty certain that I am right about how orbital mechanics work. Minmus will have turned around by the way we leave its sphere of influence, or what? Give a bit more. This should have been right. I have no idea why it's not right. We have enough delta V to make any corrections we want, but if we're leaving Minmus in the retrograde direction, which we do, we should fall back down to Kerbal. But we don't. I don't get that. Okay, we're gonna time warp till we're leaving this freaking sphere of influence so that we can make sense of our trajectory. And would you look at that? Would you look at that? I was right. It just wasn't showing the right stuff. We need to turn around now. Oh god, why did it shock so much? No. Clear that from target. Okay, I was right and the visual stuff was wrong. Now we're gonna have to see whether we... And yes, I should have accelerated more. I was right. Okay. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Oh god, we have a moon. Do we do a gravity assist on the moon? No, because the physics are broken of this game right now. So we're gonna go past the moon. That's a bit much. Wait, that's 2,000 kilometers or 2 point? That's 2,000 kilometers. Isn't point... Whatever. We're gonna go down, 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 down. Yeah. This point is weird. Isn't the English system, like, This point is used like in the German system of of putting big numerals. In German, that point would be right, but don't you do a comma there? Sometimes I'm confused. Okay. We're pointing, like, I should have just accelerated more and completely ignored that the game was freaking out there. We were doing the right thing. 36. We're thrust limiting this engine. We're looking at the periapsis and we're pushing it down to 25 because we're going to do an aero braking maneuver. Okay, now that we're not in Minmus' sphere of influence, fuck, it just changed. Now that I wanted to say, now that we're not in Minmus' sphere of influence, the freaking periapsis apoapsis is stable. It isn't. Orbital paths aren't stable. The entire basis of the entirety of what Kerbal Space Program is about is not working. We're going to quick save. We're on our way down. We could, if we would trust the game system, like in KSP1, I would now decouple all the shit that we don't need anymore and just fall down to Kerbin. Fast forward there until we hit the atmosphere and then just go down. I'm not trusting this game. So I'm gonna quick save now that we still have some means of control, and then we're gonna time warp to a point where we're just above the atmosphere, which is like it shows this ring. Does that ring mean atmosphere? Or what does that ring mean? Default name. Default name -8, velocity, altitude. That's our booster. That's our booster we lost here. Time warp to that point. Oh god! We just time warp through the atmosphere. F9 and hold. We just time warp through the atmosphere because we're going the wrong way around. Why are we going the wrong way around Kerbin? Okay, so I did something wrong. I used way too much of my fuel, and when we were on Minmus and it was showing us that we are going out to outer space, that was actually the point where we were hitting Kerbin, and it was then like calculating a weird gravity shot maneuver and showing us like, I don't know what it showed us, but that was us hitting Kerbin, and now we're going around the other way. So we actually wanna, unless they changed north and south on us and flipped the camera, that might be the case. So we're going actually this to this place and time warp here. Yeah, we're going the wrong way around Kerbin. I hate it. Okay. So that's still too much altitude. We want to see, like, this is still safe above the atmosphere. Time warp here. Because we know that the debris is still there. Okay, and we're kind of rapidly approaching the atmosphere. We're pointing ourselves normal, so north, which is that way. We're going the right way around Kerbin. If we're going north... No, we're going the wrong way around Kerbin. We're pointing north. If we're pointing north, we should be going that way. Whatever. We are now touching the atmosphere, so we're gonna decouple. We're gonna decouple. We're gonna decouple. I needed to click that because spacebar didn't work, and then we're gonna have our deceleration work like this. Why did I have to press the spacebar 70 dozen times? I have no idea. Goodbye. Physics are kind of disabled on objects that are not attached to our craft, so it gets decelerated less than we get by the atmosphere. We're just gonna stay here and hope, together with our friend Bob, that I didn't change to Jebediah this time around, I forgot. Together with our friend Bob, who isn't even looking at the action, he's just playing a game on the screen there. Nah, he just veered back and looked at the out of the window. So he does do a tiny bit of stuff. Okay, whatever. We're gonna point our capsule in a way where up and down makes sense. No, we don't. He's just looking at the screen, so he doesn't deserve to have a clear down. Okay, so, and we're landing. When we came here, we had a periapsis of 24k, which we are now at, but our periapsis has now been decelerated to below. So, when we did that time warp and went through the atmosphere, the game was actually lying to us that we made it, because we should have hit the planet in that time warp, but in high time warp physics is not, especially atmosphere physics, is not enabled. How did I end up going around the wrong way? Especially, I did decelerate then. What? Oh, while I was hitting the moon, that's what happened. While I was hitting the moon, the thing flipped around. Okay. Okay, we are low enough speed to activate the spacebar that doesn't work anymore. Go. Okay, spacebar to stage did deactivate. At what point in time? I don't know. I didn't stage ever since I left my booster stage behind. But we're landing here in the mountains. That is, we shouldn't quick save before we landed safely there, because we could roll down the mountains out of accident. But we are kind of safe now. Back on Kerbin, back on land. If we look at Kerbin, whoop, that is the same continent as the KSC. The other side, near the big atoll. Do we see the island in the atoll? No. One of these lakes is the atoll, though. It's north of us. We're actually going east now, which is kind of weird. The atoll is north of us. So if we're looking north... Wait. North is kind of that way. What? That's the atoll. Right there. The Laguna with the island inside. I don't even think atoll is the right word in English. Whatever. We're gonna accelerate this until we hit the ground, because we are very slow now. I will try to not hit the ground in full speed here. If this doesn't work, we're gonna quick load back to where we did our deceleration and just lower our periapsis by like 2000 meters, which will make us land in that water over there. or on the desert that's on the other side of these mountains. Boy, is this looking bad. And we're safely on the ground, back on Kerbin here in the mountains. Let us look around for any Easter egg surface features nearby. No, we're not taking that call. Yeah, I know it always 5 seconds in advance because my radio headphones freak out before the call actually gets properly announced. So there's white trees up here. Why are you white? I can't zoom out further. Okay. Those white trees over there look interesting. Can't take a proper look at them though. Okay, and we're here. What I want to do though is want to check, now that we have a lot of surface stuff around us, I want to check whether this works on the fly. Honestly, graphics don't change too much. The only thing that gets added is this Z fighting here on the ground. Because if we go back to low, it wasn't there a second ago. Apply, apply. And put these back on. Apply, apply. Back out of here. No, Z fighting was already there. I think it doesn't work like that. Ah, Z fighting is gone. And it's back again? Whatever. We're done. We're gonna recover this vessel. You've earned your wings. And then we're gonna close. And go to the Kerbal Space Center. Everything worked. We did start from Launchpad 1, I think. So there is still the launch clamps here that need to be recovered. And now if we go into the tracking station, we should only have one debris thing around, which is our thruster stage, which we're gonna destroy, which doesn't work. We can't fly that, sadly, so, okay. Yeah, this needs to stay around here for a bit longer, because we can't do anything about that. So, there's a lot of things that I wanted to do with Kerbal Space Program 2, but for now, orbital trajectories aren't stable. Fuel lines aren't working. Paths when you change your sphere of influence, paths shown are not correct. It showed me a Kerbin escape, although I was hitting, almost hitting Kerbin. We can't work with that. Like, if we want to go to another planet, which would be the logical next step, if we want to do that, we need our trajectories to be stable. Like, how will we hit Duna if our data V, or like, not data V, but if our periapsis on the other side, from the other side of the solar system, during the course of the year that takes us to travel there, would change by like 4 to 5 times the size of Duna's sphere of influence? Like, roughly. So we can't hit the thing. Like, and it's not like decelerating us in a retrograde fashion. It's like tilting our course in a way where it's clear that it's doing like some acceleration in a radial in or out direction. It's just not working. We can't go to another planet like that. We can't fly a complicated ship with no fuel lines. Can't do proper onion staging without working fuel lines. We can't have any staging because it drains from stages that don't even have a fuel connection to the other part that's currently firing. This is not workable. We can't work with that. So, Kerbal Space Program will go on hiatus until they fix this shit. This is not workable. Gives me more time for Wo Long and Neo 2. Okay. Have a nice day. See you the next time with Kerbal Space Program 2 when they fix this shit.